Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear me clearly. You were not created to stay stuck where you are. The challenges you're facing right now are not signs of defeat. They are signs of development. God doesn't give greatness to the comfortable. God shapes greatness through pressure, through stretching, through seasons that make you question everything, but grow you in ways nothing else can. And if you're sitting here today thinking your moment has passed, you're wrong. You are standing on the edge of a shift. Something is aligning for you. Something is rising in you. Something is preparing you for a level you have not seen yet. Your greatness is not behind you. Your greatness is coming. And today I speak into your life. Get ready for the version of you that you've never met. Pressure produces power in ways most people never recognize while they're standing inside it. When life tightens around you, when responsibilities feel heavy, when circumstances seem to squeeze you from all sides, your first thought is usually, why is this happening to me? But pressure is not life attacking you. It is life preparing you. It is God shaping, stretching, molding, and building you into someone stronger than you have ever been before. Think about the moments when you felt overwhelmed. You didn't know how you would get through school, or how you would manage those bills, or how you would survive that heartbreak. You didn't have the strength then, but somehow, painfully, slowly, silently, you made it through. That wasn't coincidence. That was pressure unlocking power. That was the invisible hand of God pushing you past limits you didn't even know you could cross. Look at a simple example from everyday life. When people go to the gym, they do not gain strength by lifting light weights. Light weights don't build muscle, heavy weights do. The heavier the load, the stronger the muscle. When you first pick up something heavy, it hurts. Your arms shake, your body protests. But if you stop there, nothing grows. You only start rising when you push through the shaking, through the soreness, through the discomfort. Pressure is uncomfortable, but it is the only place where transformation happens. Your life is no different. The situations that make you feel like you can't breathe, that feel too big for you to handle, that make you question your worth, those are the situations building a version of you with power, wisdom, authority, and depth. You don't get stronger through comfort. You get stronger through challenge. Think of a seed buried underground. It's dark, it's tight, it's silent. The seed cannot move, cannot see the world, cannot escape the dirt. If the seed had feelings, it might think, I've been crushed, I've been covered, I'm trapped. But what looks like pressure is actually growth. The soil pressing on the seed is what awakens its potential. Without that darkness, without that weight, without that pressure, the seed would remain a seed forever. Because it was pressed down, it rises. Because it was buried, it breaks open. Because it was surrounded by weight, it becomes a tree. The pressure is not destroying it. The pressure is activating it. You are that seed. There are moments in your life where the weight on your shoulders feels unfair. Maybe your family depends on you more than anyone realizes. Maybe you've had to grow up faster than people your age. Maybe you've walked through situations that forced you to become responsible, wise, and resilient long before you felt ready. But what if all of that was not punishment, but preparation? What if the pressure wasn't meant to crush you, but to call out the greatness inside you? Pressure teaches you discipline. Pressure teaches you timing. Pressure teaches you patience. Pressure teaches you to value things you once took for granted. When you've walked through a season of struggle, you come out with gratitude and perspective. When someone hands you success later, you don't abuse it because you know what it cost you. When you finally experience peace, you protect it because you remember the storms you survived. Pressure doesn't just build strength, it builds character. Think about people who succeeded after struggle. Most of them weren't born strong. They weren't handed an easy road. They didn't get everything they wanted. They learned to fight. They learned to survive. They learned to rebuild themselves. They learned to keep walking even when their legs felt weak. That's why when you meet someone who has gone through real pressure, they carry a certain power. Their voice is steady. Their spirit is grounded. Their presence is strong because pressure taught them what comfort never could. You may not realize it now. The pressure you're under is doing something extraordinary inside you. The late nights, the early mornings, the responsibilities that others don't see. The tears you wipe in silence, the mistakes that humbled you, the failures that reshaped you, all of them are part of a divine process. God uses pressure the same way a sculptor uses a hammer and chisel, not to damage the stone, but to reveal the masterpiece within it. There are people who look at your life and think they know your strength, but they don't know the battles you fought privately. They don't know the nights you kept going when your heart was breaking. They don't know the times you stayed strong for others when you were falling apart. They don't know the pressure you've endured. But here's the truth. If they saw the pressure that shaped you, they'd understand the power inside you. And that power is growing even now. Every challenge is building you. Every setback is strengthening you. Every disappointment is sharpening you. Every storm is maturing you. You are not the same person you were last year. You have more wisdom, more restraint, more clarity, more resilience, more depth. You didn't gain these things in times of ease. You gained them through pressure. So the next time life squeezes you, don't think, why me? Think, God must be building something inside me that requires this level of pressure. Greatness doesn't come from easy days. Greatness comes from pressure. And every pressure you face is a sign that your power is rising. Delays are one of the most misunderstood chapters in a person's life. When something takes longer than we expected, our first reaction is frustration. We think something is wrong. We think we're being held back, blocked, or forgotten. But the truth is, what you call a delay is often a divine alignment. It is life quietly arranging the right conditions, the right people, the right timing, and the right opportunity so that when your moment comes, everything fits perfectly. Think about the times you wanted something to happen immediately. Maybe you wanted a job, a promotion, a relationship to work, a dream to take off. You were ready, or at least you believed you were. But nothing moved, nothing shifted. It felt like the world was moving forward while you were stuck in the same place. That's when doubt creeps in. That's when impatience whispers, maybe it will never happen for you. But in those silent seasons, something deeper is taking place. The delay isn't a dead road, it's a developing road. Life has a way of protecting you from things you're not ready to carry yet. Imagine giving a child the keys to a car. Even if the child wants to drive, even if they believe they can drive, handing them the keys too early would destroy them. Not because the car is bad, but because the timing is wrong. Blessings given too soon can become burdens. Success received before maturity can turn into stress. Opportunities given before preparation can overwhelm you. Delays are not rejection. They are protection. They are life saying, wait, grow a little more, strengthen a little more, understand a little more. When the time is right, what's meant for you will not pass you. Look at nature. When it rains too soon after seeds are planted, the seeds can drown. When sunlight reaches a seedling before it has strong roots, it burns. Timing is everything. Growth is delicate. Development needs rhythm. And the moment nature rushes the process, destruction follows. Your life works the same way. There are seasons when you must be hidden, grounded, and unseen so that your roots can grow strong enough to handle the weight of what's coming. Many people look at others and say they got it fast. But fast success is not always real success. Fast growth is not always stable growth. Fast doors can also be fast traps. The most powerful version of you is not built in moments of speed. It is built in moments of stillness, and stillness often feels like delay. Think about this everyday example. How many times have you been stuck in traffic, angry at the delay, impatient to get moving again? You sit there annoyed, wondering why everything has stopped. Then later, as you finally pass the cause of the traffic, a roadblock, an accident, or a situation up ahead, you realize something: the delay wasn't pointless. It was protecting you from being at the wrong place at the wrong time. You didn't see the danger ahead, but the delay did. You didn't know what was waiting, but the delay knew. That's how life works. You see the slow moment, but you don't see the divine protection behind it. Sometimes the delay is not about what is happening around you, but what is happening inside you. You might think you're ready to step into a new level, but life needs you to heal first. Life needs you to develop discipline first. Life needs you to outgrow harmful habits first. Life needs you to strengthen your character so that when the blessing arrives, you do not lose it. A closed door is not always an enemy. It can be a mentor. A pause season can be a teacher. Look at people who received what they wanted too early. Many of them crashed. Not because the opportunity was wrong, but because their timing was wrong. They didn't have the patience, the maturity, or the stability to handle what they had been given. But then look at people who waited, really waited. They walked into their moment with confidence, wisdom, clarity, and strength. They didn't break under pressure because the delay built their endurance. They didn't fold under responsibility because the delay trained their discipline. When they finally stepped into their blessing, they were ready. You are in that same process. Your delay is aligning the right people to meet you. Your delay is preparing the right environment for you to enter. Your delay is building the right version of you that can carry what is coming. You don't want your blessing to arrive while you're still learning how to handle it. You don't want your opportunity to appear while you're still doubting yourself. You don't want your open door to show up while you still have the mindset of someone who believes they aren't worthy. Delays refine you. They sharpen your focus. They clean your motives. They strengthen your vision. They remove distractions. They teach you to differentiate between temporary desires and long-term destiny. And when your moment finally comes, and it will, everything will make sense. You will look back and realize the delay was not a setback. It was strategy. So when things aren't moving as fast as you want, don't rush the process. Don't complain. Don't give up. Don't assume God has forgotten you. Life is aligning what you cannot yet see. The blessing you're waiting for is not being denied. It's being developed. And when the timing clicks, when alignment happens, when the waiting season ends, you won't step into just any moment. You'll step into the right moment. The one that was designed for you from the very beginning. Your struggles are not signs of weakness. They are the silent training grounds that prepare you for heights you can't even imagine yet. Most people think greatness appears on stage, in success and applause, in recognition. But true greatness is shaped in quiet places. Places where no one sees you, no one praises you, no one claps for you. It is in the unseen battles of life where your potential is carved, tested, stretched, and strengthened. Every struggle you have ever faced has been molding you even when you didn't realize you were being molded. Think about the moments in your life where you cried alone, feeling like no one understood what you were going through. Think about the times when you stayed awake at night, overthinking, worrying, wondering how things would ever work out. Think about the days when you got up and pushed forward even when every part of you felt exhausted. Those moments didn't just happen, they shaped you. They trained you. They built inside your resilience that cannot be taught in comfort. Take an everyday example. Imagine a person learning to box. They don't become skilled by fighting in front of crowds. They don't grow by winning easy matches. Their real development happens in the private gym where no audience is watching, where they hit the punching bag until their hands ache, where the coach pushes them to keep going even when they want to collapse. It's the unseen training that prepares them for the visible victory. Without the sweat, the bruises, the repetition, the struggle, they would never survive the real fight. Life works the same way. The fights no one sees are the ones that make you strong enough to win the battles everyone sees. Some of your greatest strength came from your quietest suffering. You learned patience not because life was easy, but because life forced you to wait. You learned compassion because you know what it feels like to be hurt. You learned wisdom because you've made mistakes. You learned courage because you've walked through fear. You learned endurance because you've been knocked down and had to rise again more times than people will ever know. Struggles create depth. They make you see life differently. They make you understand people deeper. They make you appreciate blessings more intensely. When someone who has struggled finally succeeds, the success hits different. It feels earned, not handed. It feels meaningful, not random. You value every step, every breath, every breakthrough because you remember the pain that built it. There are days when your struggle feels unfair. You look at others and wonder why they have it easier. You wonder why you faced the things you faced. But what if your struggle gave you qualities others don't have? What if your pain gave you a level of strength others can't understand? What if everything you went through is the exact preparation you needed for the path you're destined to walk? Look at athletes. Before a race, they don't just show up at the track and run. They train for months, waking up early, pushing their limits, increasing their stamina, strengthening their muscles. Most of that training happens in empty gyms or quiet fields where no one watches. But when the race day finally arrives and they stand tall at the starting line, people admire their speed, their confidence, their excellence. What people never see is the discipline formed during the silent mornings, the sacrifices made, the soreness endured. The victory on the track is simply the public reward for private struggle. Your story is no different. The things you've gone through are shaping you into someone capable of handling a bigger future. You may not see it now, but you are not the same person you were before your struggles. You are wiser. You are more aware. You are more grounded. You may still feel broken in some areas, but even your broken pieces are teaching you something powerful. You are learning how to rebuild yourself. You are learning how to find light in darkness. You are learning how to guide yourself when nobody else can guide you. That's training. That's growth. Think about a butterfly before it ever flies. It struggles in a cocoon, pushing and fighting to break free. But that struggle is not a punishment. It is necessary. The pressure on its wings during the fight is what gives the butterfly the strength to fly. Without struggle, its wings would be too weak, and it would fall the moment it tried to soar. The struggle is the training that enables the flight. You too are being strengthened in your cocoon season. What feels tight, painful, and suffocating is building the wings you will use later. One day you will look back and say, if I had not gone through that, I wouldn't be who I am today. The things that wounded you will become the things that empowered you. The nights that broke you will become the nights that built you. The path that tested you will become the path that transformed you. Right now, your struggle might feel like a setback, but it is actually training. Life is equipping you, stretching you, preparing you. You are not failing, you are forming. And when the time comes for you to step into your season of greatness, you will walk with a strength that shocks people. They will see your power, but only you will know the price you paid for it. Your mindset determines your mountain long before life ever places that mountain in front of you. Every victory, every breakthrough, every transformation begins with the way you think about yourself, your future, your challenges, and your purpose. Before your feet ever climb, your mind must rise first. Most people don't fail because they lack strength. They fail because they lack belief. They collapse in their thoughts long before they ever collapse in reality. Your mind is the birthplace of your destiny. And if your thoughts stay small, your life stays small. Think about the moments in life when everything felt bigger than you. Maybe there was a bill you didn't know how to pay, an exam you felt unprepared for, a responsibility that made you feel overwhelmed, or a situation that seemed far beyond your ability. In those moments, the size of the problem wasn't what defeated you. It was the size of your thinking. When your mind whispers, you're not good enough, even small challenges look like mountains. But when your mind says, I can handle this, even mountains shrink into steps. Take an everyday example. Imagine someone standing at the bottom of a tall staircase. If their mindset is fear-based, they'll say, this is too high. I can't do it. They'll feel tired before they've even taken the first step. They'll overthink every possible failure. But another person with a different mindset will look at the same staircase and say, it's just one step at a time. The staircase didn't change. Only the mindset did. And that mindset will determine who reaches the top. Your life mirrors that staircase. Many people stare at what they need to overcome, and instead of moving forward, they magnify the difficulty. Their thoughts turn obstacles into monsters. But when you reshape your thinking, when you choose strength over fear, when you speak power instead of doubt, you don't remove the mountain, you rise above it. Your mindset is like the lens of a camera. If the lens is dirty, everything looks blurry, dark, and impossible. But if you clean the lens, if you clean your thoughts, everything becomes clearer and more achievable. Many people walk through life with a dirty mental lens, carrying the dust of past failures, old insecurities, negative voices, broken confidence, and painful memories. And because their lens is dirty, their future looks impossible. But the moment you clean that lens, the moment you challenge the lies in your head, your perspective shifts. What once looked like a wall begins to look like a doorway. Think about people who start their day saying, "I'm tired, I can't do this. Nothing ever works for me." Their day becomes a reflection of their words. Not because the day was cursed, because their mindset created limitations. On the other hand, someone who wakes up saying, "Today I will push forward, I will grow, I will rise," walks through challenges differently. They face difficulties with energy, not fear. The same day, the same tasks, the same struggles, but two completely different outcomes, all because of mindset. Your thoughts shape your reactions, and your reactions shape your results. When you believe the challenge is stronger than you won't fight hard enough to overcome it. But when you believe you are capable, truly capable, your energy shifts. You take action. You stay consistent. You trust your strength. You tap into courage you didn't know you had. Look at a simple example learning to ride a bicycle. A child doesn't fall because the bicycle is too complicated. The child falls because fear takes over. Their mind says, "What if I fall?" And that fear tightens their body, causing instability. But the moment their mind switches to, "I can do this," their body relaxes, their balance improves, and suddenly they're riding. The bicycle didn't change, the mindset did. Your life works exactly the same way. When you think small, you shrink in confidence. When you think strong, you rise in power. Your mindset either fuels you or limits you. And the most dangerous prison is not made of walls, it is made of thoughts. Sometimes you're not stuck in life. You're stuck in your mind. You're replaying old mistakes, overthinking doubts, carrying fears that no longer belong to you. Meanwhile, life is whispering, "Rise higher. Think you to love enough. Believe again." But until your thoughts shift, your life cannot shift. Your mountain might be a career challenge, a financial struggle, a relationship issue, a dream that feels out of reach, or a personal battle inside your own heart. But no matter what form the mountain takes, the truth remains. Your mindset decides how high it stands. You can stare at it and say, "This is impossible," or you can stand firm and say, "This will not defeat me." Your mind is your greatest weapon. If you train it to believe in power, purpose, and possibility, nothing can stop you. But if you allow it to feed you fear, doubt, and negativity, everything will stop you. The strongest people are not those without struggles. They are the ones whose mindset refuses to bow down to struggle. One day, you will look back and realize that the biggest mountains you ever faced were not outside you, but inside you. And the moment you're thinking elevated, your whole life started rising with it. Your mindset determines your mountain. And when your mind rises, nothing can keep you from climbing higher. Letting go is one of the hardest lessons life ever teaches, not because holding on is good for us, but because holding on makes us feel safe. We cling to memories, people, mistakes, past versions of ourselves, and seasons that have already expired. We hold on because the familiar feels comfortable, even when it hurts. But the truth is simple. You cannot receive what's coming if your hands are full of what's gone. You cannot step forward while your heart is shackled to what is behind you. Letting go is not losing. It is clearing space for your future to land. Think about how your phone works. When the storage is full, it slows down. It stops working properly. It refuses to download new apps or save new pictures. The problem isn't the phone. The problem is the lack of space. The only way to move forward is to start deleting old files, files you no longer need, screenshots you forgot about, apps you don't use anymore. Once you delete what's no longer necessary, suddenly the phone speeds up. Suddenly it has room for new things. Your life operates the same way. You have emotional files, mental apps, and heart-level memories that are taking up space meant for your growth. Until you delete what no longer serves you, you cannot download what's meant for your next chapter. Letting go doesn't always mean forgetting. It means releasing your emotional attachment to what hurt you, drained you, or kept you stuck. You may remember what happened, but you no longer allow it to control how you feel, how you think, or how you move. It is choosing freedom over familiarity. Think about the times you held on to people who were no longer good for your spirit. You tried to fix relationships that kept breaking you. You tried to rescue people who didn't want to grow. You tried to stay loyal to situations that kept draining your energy. You gave more than you received. You carried people who never carried you back. And in the end, all it did was exhaust your heart. But the moment you stepped back, the moment you started letting go, you began to feel lighter. Not because you stopped caring, but because you stopped sacrificing yourself. Life has a way of showing you when something is no longer yours. Conversations become forced. Energy feels heavy. Your peace becomes disturbed. Your intuition whispers, "This chapter is done." But because the heart is slow to accept change, we fight against the flow. Yet the truth remains, what is meant for your life will never require you to shrink yourself. If something requires you to lose your peace, your identity, your strength, or your sanity, it is not meant to stay. Imagine climbing a high mountain with a heavy backpack. Inside the backpack are items you picked up long ago, old clothes, unnecessary tools, things someone else told you to carry. At the bottom of the mountain, the weight didn't bother you.